Look at this beautiful whole grain. This is our brown rice. And we're gonna learn how to cook brown rice 3 different ways today. Full disclosure, I am Filipino/Asian, and my mom taught me how to cook rice in a rice cooker. So I don't have a rice cooker, I do have an InstantPot, so I had to adapt. So I'll show you guys how to do that. And my mom from my husband's side actually showed me that you can cook rice successfully on the stove. So I found 2 ways how to do that, and we're going to try it for the very first time. And I would love for you guys to watch all the way through the end so you can cast your vote for the best cooking method that you think would work best for you. Hey folks, Joyce here, a certified health coach. Thanks so much for stopping by. I make videos for people who want to start or refresh their healthy habits. So if that's something that you're curious about, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. For the first method, we're going to use the InstantPot, and what you need is the brown rice and some water. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio for the grain and the liquid. All right, so let's go ahead and open it up. Place our rice inside the pot and take the pot out and wash the rice. After you've washed it a few times, go ahead and drain the water from the rice using your hands. Once it's drained really well, go ahead and add your water. All right, let's seal it up. Make sure that the steam release valve is on sealing, all right? And this is where the steam is gonna come out, so please be careful with this valve. And then this one right here is a peg that lets you know there's a lot of pressure inside the cooker. So please don't try to open up this cooker while this peg is up. All right, let's move down to the control panel. Let's press pressure cook. All right, 20 minutes is the appropriate amount of time for this recipe. And let's remove keep warm and make sure that the pressure level is on high. All right, so now it's gonna set itself. This peg is going to go down on its own, and that takes about 40 minutes and it'll be done. I like how the grains are still intact, but they still have a little stickiness to it, which I think will be a really nice texture. Before we move on to method 2, I definitely want to emphasize that it doesn't take only 20 to 22 minutes for the InstantPot to cook rice. It takes a lot longer than that because you need to allow it to release its steam naturally, and that takes about 40 minutes in my experience. So please don't be fooled and make sure you plan for that. For the second method, you need a super large pot that is filled about 3/4 of a way up with water, a strainer that preferably fits inside the pot, and some rice that have been soaking overnight. This is 1 cup. To get started, let's go ahead and strain that overnight rice. All right, now that it's fully strained, let's take it and put the strainer into the bowl to catch any excess water. Make sure to cover your pot and set the temperature on high to boiling water. Now that the water is boiling, go ahead and add your rice and get it to boil for 20 minutes, okay, uncovered. Hopefully you can see the rice being moved around vigorously by those hot air bubbles, and that's kind of like cooking the rice like pasta. All right, it is done, and we're going to turn off the stove and let's strain this. I've removed as much of the rice from the pot as possible. Now I'm putting the strainer with the rice into the pot, and we're going to cover it and take it off the heat for 10 minutes. All right, now that it's finished steaming, let's take a look at it. The grains are beautiful like that. I cannot wait to try it. All right, so method 2 took a lot more steps and a lot more tools than method 1, but we'll see in the end if it's all worth it, all right? But before we do that, let's finish up with our last method of cooking this rice, method 3, and this is the one that I'm most intimidated by, so we'll see how it goes. For the third and final method, all you need is a pot with a lid and 1 part brown rice and 2 parts water. Pour your water into your pot and cover it and set it to high to boil. All right, now that it's boiling, let's go ahead and add the rice as is, no soaking, no washing or anything like that. And let's use the fork just to stir it up. Let's bring that to a boil. Okay, we'll just wait for a few seconds to do this because it will happen right away. Okay, So yes, it's coming to a boil. And once it's come to a boil like this, lower the heat to medium-low heat. And then we're going to cover it for 25 minutes. It's kind of hard to show you guys without opening this lid, but a gentle simmer looks like this. Lots of tiny bubbles, all right? Moving around gently, not vigorously like if it was boiling. If you like what you're seeing so far, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and the little bell next to it to stay updated on future videos as soon as they come out. Or you can connect with me on Instagram and Facebook at Kala Health and Wellness. All right, let's turn off the heat and open it up to fluff. Honestly, nothing has stuck to the bottom. The rice looks a little wet, so keep it uncovered so you can allow the water to evaporate. But other than that, this looks really cooked and nice and soft. Just popping in here real quick to share how happy I am that I was able to cook brown rice on the stove without messing it up. It is not sticking to the pot and it is not burnt. So you can do it too. Please don't be intimidated. All right, y'all, it's time for the taste test. This is method 1 with InstantPot, method 2, pasta style, method 3, the quick and dirty. So this is method 1. That's what the rice looks like. And it's actually more brown than the other rice. All right, and this wasn't soaked overnight. We just washed it. And I'm gonna go in for a taste test. The rice tastes really good. It's soft but tender. I like getting the graininess of the rice. And it has a good flavor to it. It's not bland at all. I can actually eat it just like that. Okay, let's move on to method 2, the pasta way. Actually, before we do that, let me drink some water and clean my palate. All right, my palate is clean. Let's move on to method 2. So that's what it looks like. And this is the most, I would say, pale as opposed to these two in color. And let me take this fork. I like the texture, but there's not a lot of flavor. Well, actually, wait, I'm tasting some floral notes on here. Like, that's weird. Yeah, it tastes like a little flowery. Like flowers, not like white flour. All right, palette is clean. Let's look at method 3 rice. Okay, and this is actually medium brown in terms of color. So this is the most brown, least brown. And it's not as sticky as the other ones, but they're not super sticky, okay? Going in for a taste test. Oh, maybe it could have cooked a little bit longer, but it's kind of hard. The taste isn't as pleasant as these two. Yes, that's definitely quick and dirty. If y'all are curious about the cooking time, including prep, method 1, which is the InstantPot, took 60 minutes. Method 2, which is the pasta style method, took 40 minutes. And method 3, which is the quick and dirty style, took 40 minutes as well. That wraps it up, folks. We've explored 3 different ways to cook brown rice. I hope you all have enough information to figure out which method works best for you. Please cast your votes in the comments below and maybe share why, because I am curious. Anywho, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share, or hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you have, thank y'all so much. Next week is going to be April, so we are going to explore sustainability for the month. So see you next week, and until then, remember, you deserve to be happy and healthy.